Sweet. We live. We are live.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Howdy.
How are we all? Welcome back, Dark. Good to have you back.
Good to have you, Dark.
Yeah, thank you. I think last time I was here was the double bill with Clouted chatting about
It was
Ethereum.
Oh, about Ethereum, yeah, starting
Yep.
to pump now, which is nice.
And I think the before episode of that, it was probably about mid-year, so I think that was probably like June, July. And I think back then we were doing what do we think things are going to be like in September, and I think we all made predictions on which coin would be the best to outperform from June, July to September. And I think all of us were terrible in our predictions.
That's about right.
Oh man, if someone told me that XRP would be the best token to
Bro.
buy like a month ago, yeah, no, definitely wrong on that one. I think, but to be fair, like 99% of CT was wrong about that one. So it's like Donald.
Yeah, I think 99.99% would probably be more accurate.
Like Donald and then
And
everyone
Cobie.
else.
Donald and Cobie,
Yeah.
like that's it.
The OGs, the boomers, yeah. So funny.
Yeah. What did you think of that, Dark? The whole XRP trade.
I just bow down to like Kobe's level of how far he's escaped the matrix is he sees everything in cryptographic code now. Like he's always one step ahead at least. And I think it's just incredible to be able to operate at that level. He's so, I guess, emotionally removed from it that he can just see clearly. So, aspirations.
It is beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
I did find it funny though. Back in sort of the end of October, I was talking to my friend DC, who I do the pudgy stuff with. I was on a phone call with him, and he was like, "Someone told me it's PVE season in XRP meme coins right now," and I was like, "What the fuck?" And then I made a tweet about it, and I didn't actually do anything about it. Which, obviously faded generational wealth. And then Cobie starts tweeting like chart pictures with like no tickers on them, and they're all XRP memes the other day. And I was like, God damn. That is it's quite sad.
Yeah, XRP like meme season was like the same as like the TRON one, I feel like. It was just like a couple days of fun. And
I feel like it was, but like if you were there that month prior and then you played that whole game for like the month, like leading up into that like exit liquidity moment, it was great for you.
Oh no, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, being early to like the whole XRP thing, you would have made like millions, but
yeah. But the actual
like by the time I saw it, like I was like
late.
one day of fun, and then I would have lost money.
Yeah, literally. I watched Barlow do that. What did you think, Swiss?
With the Dodo internet.
I think he's currently top blasting HyperLiquid. So.
As he should be.
Yeah, to be fair, he actually was speaking about it today. How he's like getting more entrenched in the HyperLiquid ecosystem, which is like fair point because they're starting to build a lot of market share. Like every day I've noticed their market share has gone up slightly.
You haven't come over yet, Sticks?
No, I have PTSD from longing ETH. No, it's not even
Yeah.
PTSD. It was more frustration out of anything. I longed ETH on like when I thought it was going to break out like a leverage long earlier and like this year, and like lost money on it. I'm like, fuck this. But then like I think about it, I'm like, it was a good platform. I just lost money on it. That's why I was pissed off.
You do realize that there's spot that you can buy there, and there's a whole ecosystem.
Yeah, I know. It's like I could honestly. I mean, I'm gonna use it from now on as like, if I'm buying spot, I'm not gonna. The only time I need to use an exchange is off ramp.
Because you can. There's a whole meme coin like ecosystem.
Yeah, well, I know
there.
that. I know like people just are like shitcoining on there. Like a bunch of coins have hit like quite high valuation.
Yeah, well, like
20, 30 mil from like nothing.
Well,
so.
per is at 100 and
Per's at like 200 and close to
172 mil market
Yeah.
cap.
It's such a good, like, I didn't even realize. I just thought they made a meme off the cat, like off a cat, like just calling it purr. But then I was like, hype purr. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
It's
cool.
quite smart. I like it.
How did you not notice this, Sticks? I feel like you'd be.
Yeah, I don't know. I just didn't think. I was like, purr. It's a cat. I thought it was just like their intern, but then I'm like, there has to be like, there's no meaning behind it. And then I'm like, oh my god, I'm so retarded. It's hyper.
It's quite funny because I just looking at my HyperLiquid account now, and I literally top blasted per like Pico Miko candle.
It'll go back up. It'll probably go to like.
I did a TWAP after that because you can do a TWAP on it, and so I TWAP'd like the rest of it, but I'm still down like 16%. But I don't care.
That's okay. It'll go up soon. I can't see it like not going to 500 mil if hype keeps repricing higher.
Yeah. I was talking with Dark about it the other night, but I think this is my next Solana play is HyperLiquid.
What, like as in the token or like the ecosystem?
Both. Yeah.
Like, are you bullish on the token?
Yeah, I am. Yeah. Mega. Like, obviously everyone is, but like a lot of the people that are bullish on it, like got the airdrop.
That doesn't matter if everyone's like. I mean, people bullish on TIA when it was like $2 and then it 10x from the airdrop. So
yeah,
like, I mean, like, still room to move higher.
Yeah, it's probably the nicest.
Could easily go to like
used.
30, 40, 50, $60, like easily, like
higher. What do you think, Dark and Swiss?
Yeah, I mean, I've been using it since like late summer of 23.
Yeah, the airdrop.
Yeah,
nice.
And I slammed a load on launch as well. I just thought,
oh, nice.
Like,
I can never do that. I
super bullish on
it. Token. I mean, obviously you had conviction, but I could never buy like a token that I'm getting an airdrop for.
Yeah, I think it's one of those rare times where you've got a team that's just executing, and the platform is great, and yeah, like long term it should be good to go. So it was quite an easy one to bid, I think.
Yeah, well, it's one of the more innovative things we've had this cycle, aside from like Pump.fun. It's probably the only other like real like bullish thing that like actually was built from the ground up and has like a good UX and is like actually very crypto native friendly.
Yeah. I'm probably not as clued in as Dark. I've sort of accepted the fact that like I agree with Wonal, actually. I think in terms of an ecosystem play, I think this is quite a good idea considering the way that this was launched and not so extractive, like in comparison to TIA. And so like I've kind of accepted the fact that I really don't know how to value this, and I just got to get comfortable with like top blasting hype. And I think I'm okay with just holding hype and then waiting for things that naturally like take my eye on HyperLiquid. So I know that they have a lot of these like shit coins or meme coins, or maybe there are some utility coins there, but I'm kind of just happy and this is the first time I've done this too, like I'm kind of just happy holding the main token, because I started to realize that as price goes up, it naturally reflects that there is a demand for the token, which means that it will probably signal to exchanges to want to list it so they can get fees from it. But
also they don't want to because it's it's like the enemy.
yeah, true. And so like if they want to list it, they'll have to buy it because they didn't get an allocation. So exactly. I think there's a lot of potential and current demand for the token, and I'm happy to just kind of like secure like profits along the way up. My entry's garbage like yours, when I top blasted at like $13 and now I've just been underwater. And it's only just come like back to profit. And so I'm happy to like take profits and leave a fair chunk in the ecosystem, just waiting for things that I think would catch my eye.
Way higher.
Yeah. And But yeah, like I'm actually really out of my depth. I really don't know what this could be, and I think when people say it could be like a BNB or like a new Solana or something like that, I think from a fundamental perspective and technicals, I think there is a strong argument. However, like I do think that Solana has kind of won currently with their ability to onboard people. So like for example, the Phantom wallet's like really easy to download for you to get access to Solana. It's really easy to get access to Solana, whereas like Hype is still pretty secluded away. And you know, some people are like pretty lazy. They don't really want to like come over and buy it. So yeah, we'll see what really happens. But I actually never farmed this either, which I kind of like look back and then go, well, this was obvious to do, but I never really like pulled my finger out and did it.
I think the most frustrating thing is like spent all summer, like, or not summer, but winter, like for us, because we're in the southern hemisphere. But we spent the whole time in the trenches just like losing money. We could have just been like playing perps on this and just doing volume, and probably would have been
and getting
fun.
an amazing airdrop.
Yeah.
But also, but the problem is like, I mean, like in hindsight, it's an amazing thing, but it's like I didn't actually think the Hype airdrop was going to be this crazy. That was my issue.
Yeah.
So I never played it. But yeah, no. The more the price goes up, the more bullish the ecosystem looks, I guess. It's very, very clean though. I've as I said, I've used it like once or twice. Just perps. I haven't even really done much in it, but it was amazing for like an on-chain experience compared to like an exchange like Binance. I was quite impressed.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's funny you say that, Swiss, around like just waiting for the ecosystem to play out, because I was talking with Dark, I think yesterday, we were just like, what eco coins were you playing? And I unfortunately initially just like went in and I was like, I'm just going to play the betas. But then after I'd done that, I kind of realized like, that's not how I played Solana. Like I played Solana by riding Solana up for a long time.
I think you just got to buy Hype.
Yeah, and then eventually you kind of go, right, which are the coins that make the most sense? And normally the first initial round of coins like aren't the ones that end up succeeding, and then like you might get an outlier, but like it's much harder to pick over time. And you know, I think the like you said, Sticks, it's the main coin that's the runner. It's once that coin stops having its fun, and it's like a BTC DOM type situation where, you know, like once the dominance of that coin with relative to the ecosystem starts like slowing down, that's when you start looking for those counter trend plays like within it. But in the meantime, you just buy Hype and you just ride Hype out.
I think you're totally right about the I think people always miss that thesis of the betas you want to play. Some of them haven't even been made yet. Like I've noticed that so much throughout like my trenches like journey. For instance, like there's been so many coins made like after, you know, I'm happy in these bags, but then there's like, you know, there's other ones like Frog came along, and then there's other ones, you know, like there's all these ones that come along with like endless opportunities, and it's like, well, if you're not sure, you're better off just sticking to the you know, the main dog, because until you know, find something you really think is actually going to do well in the near future, because it's like there's endless ones that can just be made, and you know, the new narratives. But the one that'll always be there is the main token, because if the main token goes down, it's like, well, everything else in that ecosystem will. But until then, yeah, you're better off just riding the wave of the main token, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. There is one coin that I do like though, that's like pretty nice looking, which is the Telegram bot. It's called Hedge Fund.
Yeah.
It's a Telegram bot plus pump.fun in like a token. I think that looks interesting, but it's still early on.
I feel like that would be a real runner, like later on when like there's a lot of people in the ecosystem, and like there's so much going on in the ecosystem to a point where like everyone has to use it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I feel like I can see that happening. It's similar to like what that banana bot, like at the start, no one really was like buying it, but as you know, the time speculation got more people started to buy it.
Yeah. Also, guys, we haven't mentioned fucking Bitcoin 100K.
Crazy.
Like, is that not like the biggest news of the day? Like, it's like that meme where you're just like staring at the computer, like woohoo, and then like you're back to staring at the computer.
It might be the fact that none of us hold Bitcoin. Maybe.
Yeah.
So,
I saw like Jelly XBT do a post. He's like, I can tell who holds Bitcoin on the TL and who can't. I'm like, this resonates so well with most people here.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm like hyping. I'm trying to hype ETH up because like I have like ETH exposure through like various different things, but I like have raw ETH exposure also through like NFTs and stuff that
Yeah.
like seem to be doing well right now with the ETH pump. So I'm like,
Mm.
come on, ETH.
Yeah.
But like BTC 100K is like insane. I mean, it's like amazing for the entire industry. Like lifts everything up in like a positive way, and it's just like, yeah, it puts a spotlight on like the asset class being like legitimate now.
Yeah. Good vibes.
Do you know what's sort of crazy about that is like, as a milestone, I don't know if you guys have similar groups of mates who are like, they might have Coinbase accounts or whatever, they're peripherally plugged into the ecosystem. If I look back on the Normie chat over the last 2 years, there are countless messages. Should I buy now? Bitcoin 21K. Should I buy now? Bitcoin 42K. Is now a good time to buy Bitcoin 69K? And it's like, at any point during those 2 years, you could have bought, and you did.
And you would have been in profit. You would have been
Yeah.
in profit if you bought 4 weeks ago.
But it's almost as if it doesn't really matter at this point what I do. Like, I've tried a number of times to lead the horses to water and say, look, just read this article, build some conviction, and buy it. And buy your favorite one. It doesn't even have to be Bitcoin. Bitcoin, ETH, Solana, one of those.
Yeah.
And you just can't get them to do it.
Yeah.
Don't worry, they'll buy now because it's it's safe to buy. Confirmation 100K. All right, now I can buy.
Yeah. Exactly.
My favorite thing about this is that, like, the best argument for BTC has always been that all the fools that have bought before are now in profit. So it like invalidates the idea that only like it's like scammy or people lose money on it.
Well, yeah,
like, anytime it's like at new all-time highs, it's like every
fool
retard that
that
bought is in profit.
Is in profit, and like you're stuck in like whatever the fuck you're stuck in. Like
you're stuck making wallpapers, Marquise. You fuck.
Yes.
I'll never forget like laughing at his post on like some dude's video who made like some dude made this like very like clickbaity documentary on YouTube saying like crypto, the world's biggest scam, like right at the bottom, mind you, like in January 2023, like when we were like 16K, and Marquise is like amazing video, best video of 2023, time to wrap it up, and it got like so many like it literally got like tens of thousands of likes, like every loser like simping for him. Like, yeah, Marquise, like this is such a scam, and then like he ironically scams people with his wallpaper app, and now BTC is at 100K. So
yeah.
open seas.
The funniest part was I remember in September last year, when the Solana phone came out.
Oh yeah, he was so bearish on it,
and like he did this like full thing, and then he like did this like charts of like Solana going down, and it was like at like $20 something or something, and I remember that being like my last buy. I was like, there is no way.
It went up only from there.
Yeah, I was like, there is no way that like a guy of this size makes this video and it doesn't just go up only from this point. So like I bought more at that point, and that was like my last Solana buy.
Pretty sure like weeks later it started its like monster rally.
Yeah, it literally was. It literally was.
Because I remember, yeah, like September, October. I remember, yeah, in October it literally started to go up. So funny.
It's crazy. It's actually crazy.
Man. It's so fucked how like people have been so psyoped into like I saw some dude on like CNBC, like some dude with an actual brain came on and he's like, just do like the opposite of what like the entire population does, because like the entire population, if they were all like, it doesn't make sense because they'd all be rich if they were doing the right thing. So it's like like just I mean like that's a very generalized term, but like in terms of like Bitcoin, just like everyone fighting Bitcoin, like saying like it's a fool, like it's literally like you're a fool because you're just waiting on the next sucker to buy, and it's like I feel like I'm in such an echo chamber on CT where like yeah everyone's bullish like, but then you look out into the real world, like I'll go on a TikTok on something of some dude like talking about BTC, and they'll be like nothing more than a Ponzi scheme. And it's just like some like 40-year-old like dude saying it, and I'm just like, this is actually like the general consensus of like the wider population, not just like the 300 people in my like little CT niche.
That might be the funniest thing though. Like, just do the exact opposite of whatever they're copying, and it actually makes like perfect sense because everyone is like not in a position of strength. Yeah.
It's like it doesn't like I saw it. The dude actually said it during like a bottoming. I remember in like 2022. He's like, and then that like Tom Lee dude, like who's like just like an investor or whatever, came on, and he was like the only dude like going on these like CNBC talk shows that was like bullish, and everyone else like worked for like the head of JP Morgan or whatever. They were just like revising their like S&P targets like way lower. And this guy's like, no, I'm like bullish on tech. And it's like he was like the only one. It's like, bro, like everyone is so like you just like can't follow the crowd. Like it's just, and I mean it's the same in crypto. It's like Cobie actually said it. He's like, once something becomes like consensus, it's like who's left to buy if everyone agrees it's like the right thing to do. It's like the same in the real world. It's like if everyone agrees like there's going to be a recession, like who's left to sell? Like everyone's sold.
We're in a filter bubble, right? But it's the best filter bubble out of all of them, and that's what I come to think. Like we take it for granted, but you know, I've had people message me the last week about this Mark Andreessen, Joe Rogan podcast, and they're like, "I didn't know that this was a thing where people got debanked." And it's like we've known about this for 18 months. Like as soon as it happened, people were straight on it. People in crypto always have access to information and they share it freely, and we figure out the truth so quick because we're all so used to markets. Basically, you can't bullshit the market, right? So nobody in crypto goes around bluffing and gets away with it for very long. Yeah. And normies just don't get it. They're like, oh, wait, Trump's in power. Oh, wait, Bitcoin's 100K. I thought all this stuff was going to zero. It's like, no, mate.
Yeah, I remember telling, like, I told Dark about this in terms of like how someone outside of crypto was like, I was explaining to them how crypto works, and then I immediately became bullish on Prime because I was like, you'd be the type of player that would play it. But I was explaining like why access to USD in countries like Africa or anywhere that has a collapsing currency is like a good benefit, and they can do that through blockchain. And he goes, oh, yeah, cool. Like, because they can't get access to the banks on the weekends and stuff. I was like, no, like there's no infrastructure for these people. Like, this is how like the blockchain works. Like, they can have access to the US dollar, where like American banks won't allow them to have access to the US dollar. So yeah, the whole debanking thing is like quite new to people, in my opinion.
Well, it like in Japan, if you want to if you want to withdraw money sometimes on the weekend, sometimes the bank does maintenance. And it's not just sometimes, it's like almost all the time. And you literally just can't withdraw money and you can't spend your money unless you have cash. Like, and it's not like a 1 day outage, it's like a 2-3 day outage sometimes. And it's like literally all the time. And then if you want to transfer money from like one person to another person, just like you can do like in Australia quite freely, for them, it is like, oh, you got to pay $6 to $10, like just to do a simple bank transfer. So it's like they're a super cash-based society because like you can't use like digital products whatsoever. So it's like that's like a first world country example. So you can imagine what like some of these other countries are like with you know, your actual money and being able to spend it. Even in our country, Commonwealth Bank now is charging you $3 to withdraw.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
and they're getting like really bad backlash right now. So it's like it's literally like it's actually the whole financial system is a joke. Like even me, like I realized when I had like some like Meta stock. Like when was it? It was like last year, and I just wanted to like sell it. couldn't have, but like for some crypto. But like I literally sold it, and it took like 2 days to like actually reach my bank. Like first of all, I had to sell it, wait a day, withdraw it, wait another day, and then like took like another day. Oh, it took like another like 12 hours to reach my bank account. I'm like, this is a fucking joke. Like, what kind of financial system is 2024? And like I have to wait days to like get my money. Like I can literally send money fucking on Solana and I get it in like 1 second.
It's crazy.
I can send like $1 billion if I had $1 billion in 1 second.
Shout out to Stables.
Yeah,
I feel like that was a good time to plug them.
I love you, Bernie.
Stables. It's like, bro, like I can BTC whales can move like billions of dollars in like space of like less than an hour. Like it'll take days or weeks to do that. Freaking
Yeah.
in normal financial system, it's just
sending runes from one person to another is even better than using the banks. Like, come on, guys, you gotta do better than that.
I mean,
is there anybody that wants to receive a rune in the world?
Yeah, look, you pipe down.
Just sending them to.
don't
just
worry.
sending them to yourself.
Brotato capital is the future of finance.
Yeah. Actually,
The next big thing in the BTC ecosystem.
yeah, there's a guy that's been messaging me about that, and I haven't opened his messages yet.
Oh bullshit!
Yeah,
It's just a Swiss alt.
yeah.
Just another one of his alts.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Love you, man.
I apologize, 0x Seneca. He was the dude that made the big post about, oh my god, I think I'm onto something here. These guys all follow Murad, and Murad follows them, like blah blah blah, and they've just released this token, this rune on Bitcoin. And I was like, oh my god. And then he's like, yo, what's your plans with this thing? I'm like, there is no plans. And then he messaged me.
Yeah, the Brotato capital.
Liquidate Brotato capital.
Yeah.
Like,
banger of a rune.
Absolute banger. Gotta do it for the culture. But
Liquidate.
Do you know what I've enjoyed this week is the start of the Sisyphus comeback arc, where he's actually he turns into a good guy.
Yes.
Rather than being just a piece of shit.
Like Magic Eden's going to be the worst airdrop ever.
Well, did you see he posted this thing where he showed the movement token? They did like a template for KOLs on how to shill it, and it was like move to a mansion. There are only 10 billion moved, but 8 billion people on the planet. It's like,
is there a token coming out called Move? And like,
it's like a L1. Yeah.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
and like they've literally told the KOLs how to like shill it.
So he took a screenshot of it and actually posted it. So he's doing public good for a change rather than just rugging people.
Yeah,
Nice.
I always had a
That's
bad feeling whenever like Stiffers was in my bags. I'm like, it's over. Like I remember him starting to shill like Pandora when I was like up a lot on it, and I'm like, fuck, I should start selling now.
But Dark, my only concern with it is that he has become a mega hyperliquid bull.
Sell.
But I think the positive out of it is that there was no like VC or KOL round for hyperliquid.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's not sitting on a humongous bag.
Well, he might be out of the airdrop, but
But that's what I mean is that his signal is actually inverse now. He's on he's on an arc where he's becoming the good guy.
Yeah.
Like he's saving himself from the darkness.
Yeah, I just pulled up the KOL thing from Sisyphus. So move mimetic examples. Move to a mansion. There are only 10 billion move for 8 billion people. Your soul or other token is telling you to move. Buying move equals good move, literally. Move now, sleep later. Key themes for posting. Core thesis, Aptos and Sui built on Move VM. Same foundation as $Move. Common thread of Move VM architecture across all three. Like, Move is launching.
Dude, this is coming from a team whose go-to-market is to launch the token before the network is launched. And then post it like this.
That is amazing.
It's fucking cringe and pathetic.
Move's unrealized value by market. Bustling ecosystem with projects from nearly every vertical.
It's not even live. How can you have a bustling ecosystem that's not live?
Massive, engaged community, bracket, Gamove, bracket. imminent mainnet launch.
Oh
Jesus
my
Christ.
This is like a legitimate skill that they've brought out to.
Isn't this the Facebook token?
Yeah,
It is, isn't it?
What?
it's the guys from that.
Yeah, yeah. It's the
Good
Libra.
God, man.
It's the Libra guys, right? Yeah.
Like when you've got Sisyphus pointing out a grift of this depth, like that just tells you how bad it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Also, Sticks, can you do a quick retweet Shilio of our? Because we need
The pod.
Yeah, we need the viewers.
Oh,
bro.
sorry. I retweeted like the first part, but
Viewers,
not
bro.
like when we live.
We've only got the
It's only us.
diehards.
Are we just
Yeah.
are we talking to ourselves? Are we?
Yeah. We got the diehards in here.
Swiss, get some of your alts in the stream.
Oh, well.
Quick.
Zerebro's in here and AI XBT is in here, and all of the.
I actually think AI XBT would have been a real good cook if I decided to.
Buy it now.
Same,
It's cheap.
dude. AI XBT.
Did it crash?
No, it's like, I mean, it doesn't crash, but it's like you can get on a discount from its all-time highs.
But AI XBT is probably
like
the
it.
only bot that I like. It's
I like
Twitter
Zerebro,
post.
but I really like AI XBT. Like, like the AI bot has said some like hilarious things that actually made me like laugh.
It
really
feels
hard.
it
I'm like,
actually
it
makes
feels more
me
natural.
Yeah, it actually makes me feel like a CT person.
Yeah, I think the way they like engage with people is just like, it just doesn't feel fake. Like when I look at like Truth Terminal like speaking, I'm just like, ugh. Like after a
Truth
while, like
Terminal is
at
just
first,
racer.
at first, Truth Terminal, I was like, this is amazing technology. But like now that I read it, I'm like, it's not. But AI XBT, like seeing it reply, is actually funny.
Yeah, I genuinely I haven't bought any of
I have
it.
to bridge to base now.
No, you can buy it on Solana.
Can you?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's on
I didn't
Sol.
even know that.
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck? Oh, okay. I
Wait,
had no idea.
Can't you? Yeah,
I
yeah. It's
don't
on.
know.
It's Wormhold. It's Wormhold on
Oh,
Solana.
cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that. What the fuck? This whole time. What's it at? Let me have a look.
17. Wait. Is that just
200.
No, 200 mil.
It's
Yeah.
such a fucking like market.
It's only 17 mil on Solana.
That was like me looking at SPX. I'm like, wow, it's so cheap.
Didn't you make a tweet about that the other day, Swiss? You were like, I can't believe they're letting me buy this token on Solana for this market cap or something.
Which one?
I think you made a tweet the other day. You were like, because you were like basically making fun of the fact that like on Solana, like Wormhold coins, it's like the market cap's different. You're like, I can't believe they're making me buy Ticker Bitcoin or something at like 20 million market cap. Like, this is such an arb. I swear.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was. Yeah.
It was a banger.
Sounds like me.
It was a banger. I loved it.
What did you guys think of my names that you can call me tweet today? Did you guys see it?
Did I?
It cracked me up. I very much enjoyed that. Does that mean we need to refer to you as cryptography Swistifer?
Yeah.
Cryptography Swistifer.
It's like Swiss, crypto Swiss, and then cryptography Swiss.
Cryptography Swistifer. That's so good.
I thought about that like a week ago, and I couldn't post it because we weren't at 100K.
You know, Swiss, for like a whole month when we were like after we created the Melbourne Brotatoes group chat, I like didn't know where your profile picture was from, and I was like, it like was so familiar to me, and then like I finally figured it out. I'm like, no, I'll tell you why I figured it out, because I rewatched it.
Oh, the TV show? It's so good.
The Mindhunt. I was like, because I went
yeah.
back, because I watched it like a couple years ago when it first came out, and then like I went to rewatch it. I'm like, wait a minute, and then I'm like, it's Swiss. Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, Mindhunter, great show. Probably, honestly, like probably one of the most disappointing things ever was like hearing they weren't going to make like another season.
So
yeah, BTC. I hope it like actually never goes under for the rest of the bull market.
Okay, so my prediction is 115K first. and then
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I don't think it's going under 100 now. Like it's like when we broke all time high, when we broke like 75.
and then I think
I
it
feel
goes
like it's
to like
just
125, and then I think we get a dip
600
to 100k.
Oh.
No, I think we get a dip back in like
Dip to
in
100.
like Jan. Then we dip
Yeah.
down to 100, and we just dip below 100, and everyone's like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, that would
Yeah.
actually psyops everyone if we go to like 98 or
Yeah,
something,
something
and then
like that.
and then it's like psyops as everyone, and then like we rip up again.
And then I think we go straight to 200.
Yeah,
And then 500, and then 1 million.
and then yeah, once we get to 200, I think BTC becomes the number one asset on the planet, assuming no other assets go up, which is probably unlikely. They'll most
I
likely
think we
rip
flip
up as
gold.
well. Yeah,
I think
we
the gold flip is like $907,000 per BTC.
I think that's reasonable.
Yeah, I mean,
At some
sales are
point.
going to 13 million, so
Then
Does that
cheap-
make
Dark,
Satoshi the
Dark,
richest
you
person
have
in the
to-
world?
Who? Michael Saylor?
No, Satoshi.
Yeah,
yeah,
he has
no,
a million.
actually, Satoshi is the most. Actually, I think now he's the richest person on Earth, technically. Oh no, it needs to be one. I think 160k he becomes the richest.
Wow.
That's what I read about one day. I think 160k. I think he becomes. Oh, well, it's all relative because like this was said like in 2021, so the billionaire's probably richer now. But yeah,
I'm just happy.
Well, I did the math at gold's valuation, and he will have just shy of $1 trillion. So,
Well,
good job.
well done, the CIA.
Well done.
The NSA. Well done.
Yeah, the NSA. No, I mean, isn't the guy the actual real Satoshi from Brisbane?
What's
Craig
his
Wright.
name?
Craig Wright.
Craig Wright. Yeah.
Yeah, he's from
I
Brisbane.
find it funny, like when they were like assuming
How is he
Yeah.
only 54 years old, but he looks like he's fucking 70?
fucking 70. I know.
Dude, what
Because
the
he's been in court for like the last 5 years.
He's been stressing balls the last 10
like,
years.
he literally looks like he's fucking 70. Like,
But like, isn't he the one who actually like is openly admitting he's Satoshi, which is like so? It's like
yeah.
it's definitely not. It's definitely not Satoshi when you're like openly admitting it.
Like,
Guys, I just thought of something. If the CIA did create Bitcoin, or the American government created Bitcoin, would they have effectively paid down their debt when this like flips gold's market cap?
No,
They just start selling the Satoshi wallet, and then they just like pay down the debt.
dude,
But that doesn't actually matter because like they
can you imagine, like, you know how like when Mt. Gox coins
That's
move,
like a meme at
like
this
everyone like freaks out, but like you imagine the day the Satoshi coins move, like, oh my
Ignore
god.
me. 36 trillion. They're not
Oh,
even
if
close.
Satoshi's coins move, like the panic that will ensue, like will be like nothing like we've ever seen before.
It is nuts.
Like Capo will actually come out of his hole, and
I've been tracing it
he will get a lot of engagement. Let's just say that.
guys. This is one of the most miserable horrible. This is one of the most miserable horrible launches I've ever seen in my life.
What the fuck's
Tracing
this?
it on
Bro, did you see? Were you on the Spaces? Did you guys? Did any of you?
Okay, no, I totally missed the Hulk
dude.
tour.
So right at the end, so like, anyways, they were like trying to. So they were trying to cover it. They're like, I don't know why the bubble maps are saying that, man. Like, it must be like wrong. I'm like, what?
What?
Yeah, I'm like, what? The bubble maps are wrong. And then the funniest part was like, who's that dude? Nick, what's his name?
The fucking dude with the big nose.
Yeah, funny ass head. He came on and he was like actually criticizing, even though he like made money on it, he was like full criticizing. And they were saying like, all right, so like, what's your like wage for this? Like, how much did you get paid to like do this? Like to the guy who sort of was running it. And then Haley just steps in and she's like she hadn't been talking for probably like 15 minutes. She's like, hey Nick, like, sorry, I'm just gonna like step in here, but I'm gonna go to bed now. It's late. Like right in the middle of like a full interrogation, and then this guy who like weaseled his way out of it. He's like, "Yeah, guys, like, you know, Haley's tired. Like, I think we should end the space here." And then Nick's like, "Wait, what are you? Wait a minute. And like they full just ended this.
Who the fuck is advising them to do
Crime
this?
cycle, bro. Yeah, I mean, this dude's. It's so funny because this is the funniest part about it because Hawk Tour Girl is so famous, whereas like all these other D-grade celebrities that grifted, they're like ancient news. Hawk Tour is like actually trending. It got like CoffeeZilla in the freaking spaces, and they were like full muting him every time he would talk.
That's funny as fuck.
So like CoffeeZilla was trying to like expose them, obviously, like saying, "Oh, you sniped the supply, whatever," and like they just muted him every time. So like I can't wait for CoffeeZilla to like make a video, and then the funniest part was CoffeeZilla did his own spaces like after they ended it for like half an hour, and there was a fucking US senator in the spaces.
Oh my god!
Is that
Like
the guy
an
that's been
actual-
buying all the coins?
Huh?
Is it the guy that's been buying all the different coins? He's got like Aero. And he's got
No,
some
no. It
meme
was this
coins.
chick, like just this just a different like a
Email. Ugh.
Yeah.
Okay,
But it was just so funny because like I'm waiting for this CoffeeZilla video because like he was the one who sort of was starting to interrogate SBF, even though we all knew like he scammed us, like the general population didn't. So like it's just funny. Like now everyone's gonna.
so
figure out.
in defense of Miss Haley Welch,
I mean, I feel like she. Yeah, I
Haley
mean,
Squelch.
she doesn't know any. She's too dumb.
In defense, I reckon all of CT has just lost the plot. She clearly has given out her Hawkonomics, right? And her Hawkonomics clearly state that there's a 21% community fund. There is 20% free claim for the Haley fans. There is a 30% reserve, 17%.
No, not just reserve. It's a strategic.
No.
reserve.
The 30% reserve is just the reserve. There's 17% that is the strategic allocation, fully unlocked on TGE, and 10% is Haley locked for 12 months. And there is 2% pub free. It is free. Listen to me right now. It is free public allocation, fully unlocked on TGE, whitelisted for meme coin communities. So if they had sniped 90-something% of the supply, she's clearly outlining it in the Hawkonomics, where there is 2% free public allocation. There is a strategic reserve that is 17% fully unlocked on TGE. So there is 19% right there. And there is 20% free claim for fans. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, bro, but I'm just saying.
I just don't know how this is going to affect the Talk Tour podcast.
In her defense, she is female.
Bro, she was so like, it was so funny whenever she talked. She'd be like, just here to like have fun, okay? Like, you know, I'm just here to vibe. The community's here to vibe. And then she would just like mute her mic.
Look, I feel like it is the buy of the century right now at $35 million FDV. I feel like everyone's fading it.
Bob Black said he was going to create like the exact same one at like 9 p.m. or something like that.
Look, I feel like it is a clear. What are we now? I feel like if you bought right now, you could get a 100% return. Please, I'm joking.
Well, you know what?
I might sell my DTC for it.
I'm still doing some TA on straight to a prison, so
Straight to a prison.
kick a tour. But yeah, it's good. Crime cycle.
Did you see TRON like absolutely like that like blast? Yesterday?
Yeah, they made so much money on like fees as well. Like I realized just from like their ecosystem every day in the last like week. I'm like, oh, Justin Sun is just like actually like the richest man.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I find it so funny how he's just this like absolute baller who just like he can just throw $1 billion at something and it's like nothing.
I just want to make it very clear right now that I opened up the LIDO chart and I am coping.
No, don't tell me it's going up.
Dude, it is
Utility
$2.20.
From where? Like, what did it bottom at? Oh shit, like 90 cents.
90 cents. And I'm pretty sure
LIDO...
the last time we had Dark 1-on-1 on a podcast, my two shills were Whiff and LIDO. And I'm pretty sure
And what was LIDO like? LIDO was like
LIDO
cheap.
is like back to where we are right now.
Oh, okay. Okay, that doesn't sound too bad then. It's okay. I could have bought XRP. Oh god. Lido's just like I've never seen a more cucked. Like I just don't. I want to know who's like selling it around $3. Like who is selling it? Is it still what's his name?
Kanav.
Kanav, whatever his name is.
Nah, he's gone.
Oh, he's gone. Okay, well I still think he has like a trillion tokens because this ain't moving.
It's actually one of the most perfect charts of all time. So I've just pulled it up.
In what way?
I've just pulled it up on the on the board so you can like watch along with me. I've had this like chart made since 2023, I think it was. And there's like this perfect range. And it is just like literally just ranged between these like 2 points on like on the monthly chart, on the weekly chart. It's just been this like perfect weekly range. It's just like hit weekly low, bounced, come back up. And it is like, imagine buying LIDO since like 2022 and just sitting in this coin this whole entire time.
It's actually so fucked.
I think the moment LIDO breaks out of like $2.70, then you just long in memory of DegenSpartan.
Yes. I'll keep like a tiny bit of USD.
Even JITO. Oh god.
What's JITO at?
$3.80.
JITO is like one of those tokens where like out of all of those like newer ones, like what was that other one? Pi, like all those new ones. I always thought JITO was like the best one. I don't know why.
So the other coins, so remember we were talking about HyperLiquid and like buying the ecosystem coins? So one of the coins Z got me into at the beginning of the Sol run was Ori, which was like a gaming token. And I think we bought it around $1 or something. It would have been like, yeah, it would have been around here. It was like $1, and then it like pumped to like $1.50, $1.70. And it went down only. And then today it's up 40%. But it's
40%'s a fuckload.
It's 40%, but it's a 40-cent coin now, so it was like way down from back then. So you would have spent a year of being underwater. But one of the things that does worry me,
Pyth is so cucked though. Yeah, sorry.
You see these coins like Sand, Gala, Illuvium.
They are such like late cycle, just like dog shit pumps.
Yeah, I would have thought that.
Gala is such a late like.
I had someone message me today and ask me about Sand, and they were like, "Hey,
is Sand the metaverse one?
Yeah, it's a metaverse one. Sandbox.
Oh my god!
They were like, "Hey, I can't believe I sold my XRP at $1.16," and I was like, "Oh, that sucks. Yeah, XRP is crazy." Like, what do you think of Sand? My Sand investment from years ago is now almost break even. I was like, they're like, I'm thinking of adding to Sand, and I was like,
oh god,
why?
Now, yeah, just add now after it's 10x or whatever the fuck it's done. Man, I keep forgetting that normies like their brain like works completely different, and they're like they actually want to buy cryptos as an investment to feel like they're buying technology rather than like having fun and like buying like a shit coin.
What do you buy for? I buy for the.
I don't buy for the technology. I buy it because it makes me laugh. But hype is like the one technology that actually interests me at this moment, and Solana. But yeah, no, I keep thinking like, yeah, normies are gonna like 100% buy my retarded shitcoin. No, they're just gonna buy like the future of finance XRP.
So Dark, you've been probably one of the longest cycle staying people out of this group that we have here. What do you think?
What do I think, like broadly, or
yeah? So like you've seen this dog shit like come through, Um, where do you
Yeah,
think we're sitting at?
So, quick little plug. Not that I want anybody to read it, but I did write something called Cycle Survivor. You can find it on my Twitter account if anyone wants to go and read it. There's a few posts on Substack on surviving cycles. I don't know. I work at a different pace to you guys, so I know that you like your meme coins and you're in the trenches. I do very little of that because I am not good at it. So I'm definitely more of a boomer, and yeah, I've just sort of sat around this cycle, waiting, or this last year, waiting for the inflection point and trying to predict it. And so, looking at like stablecoin market cap, looking at macro factors, looking at risk indicators within crypto, and then I built my bags up around sort of September in some alts, and I've just been sat in them. And there's nothing exciting. I bought some Aave, I bought Prime. I bought a Valadao, which is a small cap, but is sort of loosely related to HyperLiquid in a way. And yeah, just waited for the pump to come around, and it's very hard to do. I'm still not perfect at it, but I think you can make a lot of money just by being patient rather than chasing stuff. So for me, it's just great to I love seeing you guys win in the trenches. I love seeing everybody do well. Like I want everybody to do well. And so, yeah, for me, I think this cycle has just been great to sort of see things come and go, like test my own understanding of how things work, and see if I can, try to continue to be successful. So respect the pump is the TLDR, I guess.
I like that. I like that a lot. I rate that.
Wait,
I think your point about stablecoin market cap is like so underrated. Like it's such a good indicator of like risk on in like
today was the first all-time high. Right?
Yeah, it's such a good and that's so like good because like we had basically the same stablecoin market cap as like last cycle, and BTC was at like 69K probably when the stablecoin market cap topped that. So it's just like good that we actually is like so much more institutional capital going into BTC that is like pushed it to 100K with the same amount of stablecoins, which is kind of good.
So yeah, stuff like that. You can that's just one data point, but you can start to build up. I was looking at what are the catalysts that we still have to come, whether that's FTX distributions or a potential Trump win, the Fed cutting rates. Like once all of these things started to line up, it's like you're never going to time the exact bottom, but you can really start to lean on these things to say, right, stablecoins are going up. The Fed have just announced they're going to cut rates. Trump is looking like a 54 to 46% chance win on Polymarket. You add all of these things up, and you can look for that inflection point. So yeah, that's kind of how I've been operating this year.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy that like all of the things that for the last like 12, 24 months, like everyone's been kind of predicting to happen and like be a positive like influence for crypto, which like seemed very optimistic, like in hindsight. Like during the time, it probably seemed like, oh, there's no way that we're gonna get all of these things suddenly line up perfectly, like it, and hence like you get this like bearishness like attitude towards a lot of it, like as it was happening. And even myself, I was like, no way we're gonna get the Trump win, we're gonna get the rate cuts. It just seemed too perfect. And like there's like a human nature where like you want to take this like contrarian view to like, okay, this they're not going to give me this, so what's going to happen instead? But it just felt like the last couple of months had just been like back to back to back to back, like positive news, and prices reflected it, and it's just been like constant winning. It's like that Trump meme when it's like, we're going to be winning so much, you're going to get sick of winning. Like you're going to say, please, Trump, stop winning. Like it just feels like that moment, and it's just like, it's kind of surreal, like that the amount of time that all of us have invested in this space has just kind of been rewarded like for no other reason than us like spending time in it, but like there's a lot of us in the ecosystem that like obviously do, but like we've just been consistently rewarded after the last 2 years of bullshit after the FTX debacle, because that was literally like only 2 years and a month ago, that all of that happened, and now we're here. There is a 6-figure Bitcoin on our trading view charts right now. It is now actually properly entering the news space. I feel like the original all-time high break was kind of like, oh yeah, it broke its all-time high, whatever, it's probably going to go down from here, and then like it chopped for like forever, so people like whatever, and then like
everyone.
when the Trump pump happened, like after election, it was like, oh yeah, it pumped because of Trump, but it's going to go down from here, whatever. But now it's like, oh, it's $100,000 for a Bitcoin. Like that's something interesting. Like I went on ABC News when I was having dinner today, just to scroll through it, and I saw my favorite finance boomer, Alan Kohler, who's like the boomer version on the ABC News, which does the finance. There's a few other younger guys, but he was like, so Bitcoin is now at $100,000, and that can be attributed to Trump announcing the pick for the SEC chair, who was favorable, blah blah blah. This could also be a massive risk because blah blah blah. So it's still like whilst
they can't. Yeah.
Whilst it's still being like, oh my god, like this is where it's at. It's like it's here, but you should be worried. It's still under that like kind of sentiment, which is kind of interesting for me.
It's such the PTSD of like normies where they're like, oh, like I like got someone saying like, oh, like you gonna sell, and I'm like, and it's just like, I don't know if it's them like the jealousy of like them realizing like, oh my god, if it goes up more, he's gonna be like so rich, or if it's like, it's just like I don't know what it is. It's like it's just like them being wrong, so they have to like speak to themselves in a way that they're like oh, like it can't go higher, so he has to sell now. It's like because I have to be right about this. Like it's gonna crash. It's like man, like when are you gonna like actually admit that like you're all wrong? Like you've all been wrong for the past like since inception. Like any retard, as Swiss said, any retard that has top blasted Bitcoin ever is like up, and you're just like here like sitting in your like freaking dividend like stocks that move 0.05% a year. Like come on,
especially
man.
young people, right? Because they're gonna miss
Young people
especially
should be so risk on. Like, yeah, you're right. Like it's like, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
you
young people
like,
in Australia are gonna miss housing and Bitcoin.
yeah,
and
there's no way to get there.
Do you know what's actually so funny about that? So in my IRL workplace, I like have a couple of young people in my team, and this one guy, he's 5 years older than me, 5 years younger than me. Sorry, so he's like around my younger brother's age, and I've been talking to him.
My age.
Yeah, like around your age, right? And he's got a house. His missus is rich. Blah blah blah. And then like I talked to him about crypto, and he like a little bit, because he like goes, "Oh, did you get into XRP?" And I was like, "Nah, bro. Like I didn't do the XRP thing. That's crazy." And he's like, "Yeah, like look, I like personally, I just prefer to like just put the cash in the bank and like get my then like but these stocks, man, like stock seems like way more safe and blah blah blah." I'm like, "What do you do with your super fund?" He's like, "Oh, I've just got it all in like bonds and blah blah blah." I'm like, "Why?" He's like, you just got to play it safe, like so." And
why though? What?
I'm like,
I just want,
bro, you
why?
are like 26, 27. Like just take a fucking risk, Newsy Johnson. Like there, you are not going to outperform them like anything during the earlier stage. Like you'd much rather risk 5 to 10 years of like actually fucking it up than playing the next few years safely, than like coming in now and being like, you know what, I'm just going to play it safe my whole entire life, and then maybe come out with like a couple percent ahead of like where the market is, and yeah, I've got my house and whatever, but you know, I've earned my cash. It's like, dude, like,
Bro, you're gonna die one day.
Yeah.
Like,
like my old
is
man,
this-
right? My old man didn't take any investment risks, but he bought a boat, which is a stupid decision for anyone that has money. So if you ever make money out of crypto, do not buy a boat because he has lost money profusely. Like he spent well over $1 million on his boat.
wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
like over the last like 10 years, he spent well over $1 million on his boat, and his boat went to shit. And now he's like close to retirement. He was going to retire in March next year, but his boat got reverse osmosis. His boat got osmosis, and now he's had to spend like 200 grand fixing his boat, and now he's fucked his retirement plans. He's paid off his apartment, but now he's got nothing like except for his super, and his super was all in like very low risk,
Low risk, yeah.
low risk
Like-
stuff. So he's kind of like, fuck, can I really retire now? Because like I'm only 63 or whatever. Like I've got a long stretch to go. So he's like, I'm gonna have to work for a couple years more, like to be comfortable. But so he didn't do the investment game. He didn't buy multiple properties. He just has the one property. So, but he's only played it safe. Where I'm like, I don't want to ever be like that guy. So like,
Yeah.
I want to, risk on as much as I can. Like he came from a different country initially. So like his super fund only started like much later into his 30s. So I'm like, well, if I start in much later into my 30s, I'll be no different to him. But I won't buy a boat.
Might as well just risk it.
Yeah, I won't buy a boat, so I'll be good.
No, but also like if you have a job and you're young, yeah, you have a job like, and mind you, like you have a good job. But even like if you just have like an above average job, or just like you're living with friends or whatever, like you're paying like cheap rent or whatever, like, bro, like what are you doing? Like fucking take a risk. Like what happens like if you have like kids when you're older, like you actually like have to forcibly be like slightly more conservative just in general, because you got to pay for their life and you got to like buy a house.
Especially if you don't have kids. Like I feel like
it's but I know, like I'm like so risk on to a point where like I could never see myself until like I settle down like being not risk on, because it's like what's the point of like not being risk on? Like, oh wow, like I'm gonna be like if I put all my money in the S&P, like yeah, I'm gonna obviously outperform inflation. Like I'll outperform
no. To be fair, a lot of Australian people don't put it into S&P.
Well,
like,
yeah,
they put
that's
into
what I mean.
They put into the ASX, right?
Yeah, the ASX, which is like less than like literal bond returns at the moment,
less than literal just general bank account returns.
But yeah, I mean, putting all that aside, like the S&P is great. Like you'll make like you'll beat inflation, whatever. But it's like, okay, I'm gonna be rich when I'm like 70 if I invest in the S&P. I'll be like rich, okay? Like, bro, like my dick's not gonna work. Like I'm gonna have like a hip replacement probably. Like, bro, like what am I gonna do when I'm fucking 75, man? Like all right, yeah, I might live another freaking 10 years if I'm good, but like fuck,
yeah,
man, I want to like be risk on now. So like I don't want to be freaking
take a
I don't
chance.
care about being rich when I'm like 85, bro. When I'm in the
Use a
nursing
chance.
home.
Have you guys seen the film Elysium with Matt Damon?
Yeah.
No, is
I
it good?
actually have not.
With
Okay, well,
TNT.
you should watch it, but the point is sticks. I think not to be like, oh, what am I going to do? It's like actually, if you reach escape velocity, if you have enough crypto, you should be able to afford a ticket on the ride up to the space station that orbits the Earth that survives the coming catastrophe, and then you'll be able to pay Brian Johnson to get your dick to work again. And you'll be fine. You'll be living it up until you're well into your 120s, 150s.
I'm looking forward to future technological advances in genitals.
Technogenital advances.
Yeah, I'm hoping that I'm like alive to a point where like they make some sort of like freaking upgrade.
Oh my god,
for old people.
And look, like obviously, like risk management is important. It's not discounting but it's like
I'm too risky.
Yeah, like but ultimately, it's like when you're in this stage of life, there's there's a risk spectrum, right? And regardless of where you sit on the risk spectrum generally, I feel like the younger you are, the higher you should be, and then as you get older, you lower and lower that risk. And it's like if the risk didn't reward you earlier on, that's fine because you can slowly adjust that risk down. But the risk should be relative to the age that you're in, the age group that you're in. And risk doesn't have to come into the form of investment, as in, buying speculative commodities, because we're all commodities traders. It can come in the form of like doing a business, or going all in on a hobby that like potentially has outsized returns, like you could be sporting or whatever it may be. But like you should be taking some element of risk when you're younger, such that it provides for you in the future. Now it's kind of like the airplane meme, like where you get the World War II thing where like the plane that returned back with all the bullet holes, and they reinforced the spots that had the bullet holes, but it's actually the spots that didn't have the bullet holes. So like you only hear about the stories that like people do well in. But like regardless, like you should be doing something in order to try and get ahead of the pack. Otherwise, if you're not, you might plod along and you might be the general, like, oh, I've ticked these boxes here and I'm good, but like you might not at the same time as well. So there's a risk. There's just as much risk in not taking risk as there is in taking risk.
I was about to say that. Yeah, I was literally about to say that. With a world that's growing wealth inequality, there is a large risk in not taking a risk.
So I saw a news thing the other day that Australians actually have the lowest amount of disposable income in the world, or something like that.
Yeah, because our house prices were so high relative.
It's not just it's prices, it's actually taxes. We pay some of the highest taxes relative to income as well.
It's all relative to income, like
and the expenses are quite high. Even Dark the other day paid 10 quid or something to get a hot chocolate.
Jesus Christ. Well, I know that Tim Tams are one of our main biscuits, or chocolate, like biscuits in our country. They're actually cheaper in London than they are here, which makes
what?
Yeah.
Actually.
Well, yeah, there was a funny like article, and like it went viral, and then they literally put the prices down because of it. At like Woolworths and Coles, they were actually more expensive, slightly, by like a.
So
I don't know,
I feel like there's an
more.
arb trade here, and
Yeah, do you want me to ship you some care packages?
Yeah, Dark. We need to start. We definitely need to get a mass scale operation going.
Yeah, the Tim Tam arb.
Tim Tam
I'll tell you what, I'll meet you in Monaco next year and we can do a handover.
We can start, we'll talk business at a 5-star restaurant. The Monaco meme is so funny because if I actually print, I'm going.
Yeah.
It'll just be funny, and like imagine like actually a proper meme. I will actually like piss myself.
Yeah, I'll see you there.
Yeah.
Hopefully you haven't jinxed it.
Yeah.
No, yeah, hopefully touch wood.
I'll bring the Tim Tams.
Monaco 2025 meme is so funny because it's well embraced.
It's so good. So good. We sell the top and then ride off into the sunset.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
What are you guys' thoughts on the CoinBase listings of recent coins recently? Because I feel like they haven't.
I'm getting a bit worried. They're listing like too many. I mean, like
you see, they listed Turbo the other day.
Yeah, but now that I saw that. And I'm looking and they're listing like Giga, and like I mean, there's nothing wrong with these coins.
Yeah, but like, why would they list Giga before Popcat?
This is what's like. I mean, I've got a bias, obviously, but like they're listing like all these, like they're doing it in a really random way, but they're like rolling them out. So it's like I'm like so confused. Like Giga's at what was that, like 300 mil market cap? And like I know market cap doesn't matter because fucking Binance listed ACT, the AI prophecy, at like 20 million. So obviously market cap has no impact anymore, but I don't really get these listings. Like, yeah, I'm really confused. Like, I understood like the Mudang one. Obviously, it's like very
But like
non-friendly.
Mog got listed and
Yeah,
had
like
like a
Mog
very
got
short term
listed.
pump, and then it
But like,
just
isn't
kind
the
of died.
problem? I think now that they're rolling out the listings, they don't mean as much anymore. Maybe they do later in this, like a bit into maybe after this like BTC pump, we get some memes rolling, and it'll actually mean something. But like the pumps, like they're listing them, and yeah, they're pumping like 15-20%, and then they just retrace the pump. It's like, usually like a spot listing would be like, okay, this is like real. I don't know.
What
Yeah,
do you
random.
What do you guys think, Dark and Swiss?
I feel like the PopCat listing is inevitable, really.
Oh, better be.
I think the thing that works in favor of PopCat is that it's got a Binance spot listing as well, whereas like most of these
Perps
other,
you mean?
no, Binance already does PopCat perps.
No, I said it doesn't have a Binance spot listing.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, that's what I mean. So it's like,
Yeah, yeah. So there's upside.
yeah.
if you know
So
what I mean.
I think the Binance spot listing is more important than any Coinbase list.
Oh no, I don't even care about Coinbase. Watching like those coins pump 20% like didn't mean anything to me. They retraced half of them. If we get a Binance listing, I'll be like, that's all I care about. Yeah. I mean, it's got a perps listing, so like I feel like eventually it's inevitable, but at the same time, I feel like I'm cursed and it's just not happening.
Yeah, it does feel like it's.
Oh, man. But you
not
know
getting
what?
love.
My hopium is like, I was like pissed off when they didn't list it last time when it was like $1, and then it retraced and like there was no hope, and then they just randomly list the perps. So it's like they just do it at random times. I don't know. I feel, but eventually I think they will.
I don't really have an opinion on this, and I don't really know what's going on. But I am looking at news websites to see which ones are reporting on BTC 100K.
Okay.
Financial Times, Reuters, they both have stories on it, but the BBC has nothing on it at all, which is
European.
interesting, but not really surprising because, yeah, we're technically still Euro pause over here. So why would we report on it? They'll come up with something really salty later on.
Yeah, they want to suppress your financial freedom for as long as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're the only one switched on out there, Dark.
I'm keeping it real.
Yeah.
Do you know what? All the chat a minute ago about like sort of how bullish everybody was and Bitcoin 100K and stuff. Well, it reminds me of a chat that you and I had back in my summer, probably.
Yeah.
So quite a few months ago about like just how hard we're going to believe when the top is actually in, because we've spent like so long waiting.
Yes.
And then so long having PTSD when it does pump. But when finally like Saudi Arabia is clipping in like $1 billion a day or something, we're going to be like, this is never going down again.
Yeah. Well, that's
and then it's all going to come crashing down.
Well, the top, it's like I've been seeing people like not a lot of like not a heap of people, but still people like calling, waiting like it's like, oh, I'm waiting for 85K, and it's like when the top is actually in, you want to freaking take out equity in your freaking mortgage in your property to like buy coins, like that's how like a real like I remember the last top when I was like really new to it all. I was like I was like just like DCAing with my wage like into anything and everything. Like I was like there is no way it's mathematically possible for any of these coins to go down. Like and if they do, it's like a gift. It's like a gift.
Yeah.
Like a 5% discount is like a gift back then, and it's like that's what a real top feels like. So yeah, it's hard to time.
I feel like the easy part of it, even though it's not easy, is that like majority of the times, like the moment we get any sort of red day, it's always like the timeline is like, it's so over, man.
Yeah,
like, oh my
that's
God.
when you know.
Yeah,
but when the real top is, it's like when there's a red day, it's like everyone wants.
Everyone's like, oh my God,
so
this
like
dip,
bullish.
buy the dip.
Yeah, it's like all the normie TikTokers. All right, we've got to buy this dip, guys. Like, got to buy this dip. Like, Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
I
still a
think
lot of
we're not there yet either, in my opinion. I
no,
don't
because
think
what?
people are conditioned to buy dips yet.
No,
Nah.
no.
Not at all.
Everyone's like
What a-
my DMs like with people that I talk to like during dip days is like, oh my god, where do you think we're at, bro? Like blah blah blah, and it's like that every time. And I'm like,
Chill out,
when it
bro.
stops happening like that, like, oh my god, did you buy, bro? Like when it turns into that, then I'll be like, okay, maybe we're a little bit overheated.
Yeah, that's my signal when like literally like it's like people actually believe it's mathematically impossible that the cycle is over. Like when there is a dip that like everyone is like everyone like on my timeline like just got filled, just got filled. Whereas like right now, the first dip when we had that it went like lower, like under like 94K or whatever, everyone was like really cautious and they were like waiting for like 85. So yeah, I don't know.
Today was one of the highest funding rate days though on Perps in a long
Ugh.
time.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it's
With
not it's not
size.
ideal. I saw Doge like they tried to push Doge and then it just like instantly retraced, which was kind of annoying. But yeah,
Yeah, like
that's
funding is not gonna lie, it's pretty high right now. It is.
I mean like it makes sense, I guess. Like
Mm.
the news headlines 100K, like everyone's so freaking euphoric. That's why as I said earlier, I was like considering, you know, taking something off the table.
Yeah.
Not my core positions, obviously, because I'll sell them when I feel like an actual top is in. But yeah, I don't know. I'll wait. Wait for the weekend. We should get a weekend pump, hopefully. Not a weekend dump. That would suck. But
Yeah. But I think
maybe next week we get a dump. I don't know. I'm not going to even speculate because I don't want to sell until like I actually think a top is in. But
I think to Dark's earlier point, I feel like most of the people that stuck around will end up selling too early, and then.
well, if you were a second cycler like myself, and I've made this mistake of selling way too early on things that have pumped really hard. Like I remember earlier in the cycle, like I caught Pandora, and I sold that way too early. It just from PTSD P&L perspective, that's like literally all it was. I just wanted to realize like a really good trade, but it could have been an amazing trade. So yeah, selling too early is a problem.
Being profitable to start with is quite challenging as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's two sides to it. Obviously, the joke of like you can't go broke, like taking profits, or you'll never go broke taking profits. But then it's like to get those outsized returns, you need to like actually believe.
Yeah. And then you
So
read a
it's like-
big dick bull post, and you just think you're terrible for selling.
yeah, no. Whenever I see him
can't
post like,
believe I pressed the red button. Yeah.
no,
yeah.
I actually feel violently ill selling even if it's like the shittest of shit coins. Like I just whenever I see him post, yeah, it's I never want to. The one thing BDB made me laugh on was like him. He was like fudding. I don't know why. It was like so funny because they were annoying the shit out of him. You know the Goblinerinos like stone coin.
Malawi or whatever.
Wow,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Like they just kept like killing it in his DMs, and he got like really annoyed, and he's like, "This fucking shit coin's like going to zero, or whatever." And then like he was grave dancing on it. He's like down 96% since I like posted about. But like I looked at it the other day. It's like doing well. It's like at like 15 mil, and I remember like looking at it at like 200K. I'm like, what? But yeah, that was pretty funny. But aside from that, he's a mega bull. 600K is the main target. Him and Airmass. I don't know if you follow that Airmass or whatever his name is. He's a yeah, he's a good fucking good account to have on the TL.
Did you notice that Cobie today mentioned that upper only might be back?
Yeah, that was
Really
that was
bearish.
fucking
Brotato
yeah,
Capital.
I know. Fuck. We got competition again.
Mm.
Fuck. And our niche crypto podcast is
Quite bullish liquidate Brotato Capital, but
is The rune might catch a bid, but yeah, fuck. No, I mean it's good to listen to. Yeah,
Dude,
as you said, it's not. I don't know if it's like bullish. Like it's bullish, definitely short term.
oh, it's actually super bullish, I think.
Yeah, it's good to like. It'd be good to listen to him again. I never actually watched many of the listened, sorry, to any of the really old ones. I only caught the ones right at the end with like
Yeah.
Hentai and some. So like I that was when I sort of started listening to him. But yeah, I mean they were good to listen to. It's always good to
Definitely.
listen to Kurt Cobain.
I do miss the DegenSpartan on my timeline, so having some good content to listen to.
Spartan's yeah, man, he had some like some of his tweets are like such bangers in just like not even like crypto related tweets, just like life related tweets in general. Just like
Yeah, she was really good.
she was so good. But yeah, no, definitely. I'll have to hit up G3 and be like, "Where's DegenSpartan? You're the intern."
It's going to be painful when I've made no money and DegenSpartan comes back, and I'm like, it's like there's no, there's like
I reckon
no room.
I would love for him to come back, like if ETH actually just rips past like 5K, and then it's like he can actually, you know.
G.
I need to condition myself like 1 hour to believe his theories, but yeah. Nah, it'll.
I feel like
I mean,
I feel like the moment she comes back, like it's like I don't know. It's probably like towards the end.
Well, like I know she was only like looking for an overall what like 3-4x on the portfolio. Like that was what she was saying the whole time. So yeah, she like had this realistic target of like a 3-4x.
I'm proud of you, Sticks.
Yeah, I'm joining in on the conspiracy CT theories that she's a female.
So, all right, let's switch it up a bit. We got the legend Dark on, right? Let's you know, if this is the 80-20, you know, the last 20% of the move is where you make 80% of the gains. What are we thinking is the best last 80%?
Runes.
Because our predictions last time went so well.
Yeah, absolutely. No, dude, LIDO's up, 6.8% today. You know, it's great. And
do you remember what I said last time? I'm guessing Prime was
I think Prime was, and look, it's $15. It's good.
There you go.
Swiss said going full cash, which I actually think was our end of timeline was September, and I actually think
it was a great call.
That was the best call. So Swiss definitely is the kingmaker for that period. 100%.
Thanks, guys. I tried.
No, US dollars were, but then I think you felt guilty a little bit, and you were like DMT. And in actual fact, DMT is up since that point.
Oh.
And you definitely won that. So, and by the end of September too, it was probably one of the highest performers. So, I think Swiss won that.
I can confidently say I did not take any of my own advice, nor did I make any money. So.
Either did any of us during that period.
Yeah, but anyway, Dark. So if you're a new entrant, I think this is probably a better way to frame it. There's probably a lot of new people coming into crypto right now, and maybe some of those new people so happen to discover this lovely podcast that we are developing and streaming. But if you're a new entrant and you're coming in right now and you're like, what the fuck do I buy? You've only got like Binance or whatever fucking app do you do? What would be your hot prediction?
I would get off Binance and get onto HyperLiquid, and I would farm all of the stuff that launches on HyperLiquid and roll it back into Hype. I would probably ignore the Solana trenches for now. I think it's kind of cooked for a little bit. And I would still be on the lookout for any AI that you think people could worship. And I think AI XBT has kind of done that for crypto. Like, it's easily something that people can identify with. It actually gives decent alpha. If there's something like that, which Goat kind of was, but for like everybody, for the world, something that can make money, that is an AI that can prove that it can like make money consistently, or it just comes out with like absurd philosophical shit, stuff that humans could actually just gather around and worship. I think that's going to come from crypto, and you want to be in it. So I'd be looking out for that. So yeah, just like trade on HyperLiquid. You'll be farming the next airdrop. You should be able to farm a bit of the stuff that's going to, like the practical stuff that's going to launch, and you can compound your hype bag. I still think Prime's good. Like, it's all going to happen in Q1. They've got the launch of the Wayfinder AI thing. They've got the alpha launch of the Colony game. So I think that shit in the right environment could go absolutely ballistic, like $40 to $50 probably. So there's good returns on that. And gaming hasn't broadly really had a rotation, so you could also be on the lookout for that. It's something that's been unloved for a while, and could see a rotation. So yeah, that's what I'd be looking at.
Yeah,
Nice.
Nice.
I like that. So if you're wanting to get into HyperLiquid, and you're wanting to sort of farm anything, is there any sort of spots that you recommend someone plays in? Like, do you think they should do perps, or should they be playing around in spot? Like, what should they be doing if they go into HyperLiquid?
Yeah. I mean, if you're brand new, then I wouldn't touch leverage, but you can use the perps exchange to try and trade whatever it is you're seeing on Twitter. But the kind of projects that are going to launch, you're going to have a LIDO equivalent or a JITO equivalent, which would be your staked hype from Thunderhead. I think you mentioned already the HyperFun like bot, so there's already a token for that. You got the meme coins that you can pick up on there as well. What else? There's something coming called fan.fun, which is going to be like a friend tech, but hopefully a lot better. They've changed a lot of the mechanics, and the team are pretty switched on. And there's Felix Protocol, which is like Maker, so a collateralized debt position. So again, if you bought yourself a bag of hype, you can stake it, and then you can take your staked hype and deposit it into a protocol like Felix, and you can borrow against it, and then you can use that borrowed money to go and trade. Now that is really, really like bad advice if you're going to go and fuck it up. But the sort of downside protection on that is that even if you lose 90% of your money, you should get some airdrops from like staking hype and then depositing it. So yeah, it's super risky to do anything at this point. I think we're probably 7/10 of the way through this cycle. But yeah, if you want an ecosystem to compound in right now, that's got to be HyperLiquid.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Nice. All right, that.
I like it. What do you think, Swiss?
What do I think? Don't know really. I agree with the HyperLiquid. Although it's not really my idea, it's Dark's. I think the gaming component kind of should be something, and I think AI should kind of be something. I think with the current attention around a lot of these AI coins, whether they're on Sol or Base, I think warrants something successful to come out of that. I think Prime will be a good play, even though I don't own anything or own any Prime. I think memes will continue to do well, only because the idea of a meme coin super cycle, even though we're maybe towards the end of it in terms of getting over it, that's still probably reverberating across the pond, and people like catching on to it and, you know, making their own predictions and things like that. So I think a lot of the large cap memes will do pretty well, like with Pepe, probably Mog, probably a few others. What else? Yeah, I think ETH should start to outperform soon.
Oh, wait, I
Doesn't
didn't
really-
agree to that because I know like I have a ETH top signal bias to myself, so I don't want people to think that I'm agreeing
Yeah.
to it to suddenly nuke all of our coins, even though I agree to it. But yeah, I don't agree to it.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing that I think I'm pretty bullish on is like a BTC eco, depending on what that looks like. I think ordinals should do pretty well. I think runes, don't know if runes will do well, but I'm bullish them. I think the whole of the BT eco is likely to have a subset of users that are already sticky. So if any new unit users come to that space, they're likely to stay, in my opinion. But like, I kind of agree with what Dark was saying about 7/10 of the cycle through. I don't know if like the BTC eco really hasn't really caught any sort of like major pumps, so maybe it's like a next cycle thing. But
do you think BTC eco changes once BTC is above 200k?
I don't think it's price related. I think it's more so education. I think.
But
Yeah.
do you not think there's like an attraction to an ecosystem when it's pumping? Like we saw with XRP the other day. Like when XRP pumped a lot, people were like, oh my god, this XRP memes, I need to get onto XRP memes. Do you not think like maybe runes, if you allocate it early enough, when BTC pumps to a number that people didn't expect it to pump to? So like 100k is kind of like a holy shit, 100k, but like 200's like, oh my god, this thing's at 200, and then like 300's like, what the fuck? I need to get into the BTC beta type mentality.
No, because I don't think BTC eco is actually aligned to BTC as much as what XRP and XR memes are. If I'm being completely honest with you.
That makes sense.
Which is a good thing, because anything that kind of can keep up pace with BTC that is BTC eco adjacent is probably a bullish thing. So if you look at the Stacks BTC chart, it's not terrible. It's not gone to zero yet, but you need to be able to onboard people with the idea that they're looking to stay, and I think that's equally as hard as getting people to like buy and not feel like they're being scammed, which is currently where we're at now. And so like maybe the BTC eco kicks up like next year, or maybe it like doesn't at all. I kind of lean to the idea that it will kick up in its own cyclical interest. And so what I mean by that is like usually when Sol's up 10%, some of their memes are up like, 10, 15, 20. Whereas like BTC's up, and then like the BTC eco doesn't do anything, and maybe it just goes down. So maybe there is a period of time where a lot of liquidity goes over to the BTC eco, and it's not cyclical in the sense that it gets like a genuine repricing to something really high, and then like sells off like 60% to something more normal. But we'll see. We'll see. I am bullish on it because I think it's like a pretty low IQ or middle of the curve bet to make. It's just I have to come to the realization that if we are kind of heading to the end of the cycle, like it may not have been the right play, if that makes sense. And that's why you diversify, kids. So yeah, that's my thoughts.
Nice. I like it. Last one for you, Swiss. Where do you think ticker Bitcoin goes? It is, not gonna lie, it's been probably the most painful hold. One of the most painful holds I've ever had.
Yeah, it's been I think the sad reality is that it is a meme coin, because if it was anything else, you'd kind of like, you would want it to succeed outside of the realm of a meme coin super cycle. I think it can go up a lot more. It really depends on this like consolidation that we're currently having. So if this ends up being a breakout, you'd kind of want to see some strength, like at least to like 50 to 60 cents. I think this ticks a lot of boxes outside of it being a meme, because they've got their Sprotos, they've got like a community based around that.
They definitely have a community. I can give.
Yeah, they've also got the Providence component to it, given that it was based off a backpack meme. So I think it's quite unique enough to take a bet, but Sticks covered this like months or maybe even a year ago. Maybe it's like too 4chan funny and not as like easily understandable as like
that's my
that.
fear of all the memes that like the Murad memes.
And so look, I think it goes up because of how well it's like not gone down, but that's not really a smart investment, right? You can't just be like, yeah, it's not gone to zero, so therefore it should go higher. But if it does break out of this, how long has this range been? October to December. If it breaks out of this, I reckon it will go to 50 to 60 cents and should hopefully go higher from there.
I think the scariest thing about it is that it ranged from like July 23 all the way to like October 24. And then it broke out only to just range from October to November again.
It put another range on top of its range, and it's like, are you taking the literal piss? Like, what the fuck is this?
I think it's actually too organic, if that makes sense.
It might as well be an NFT collection that you just buy and forget about, right? Like it's, but I got high hopes for it. I think it should do pretty well.
I can't remember who I was talking to the other day. It might have been Dark or something, but I think I was saying like Ticket Bitcoin's like the hardest coin to hold, because you don't want to sell, because the moment that you sell is probably going to be the moment that it absolutely rips until like ungodly amounts, because it's ranged for so long. And then you would, exactly, you never forgive yourself. It's like,
so you can't sell.
You can't sell because you're like, it's ranged for too long. Like it's got to pump ungodly amounts, but then every time it breaks out, it's like, just a little bit of a breakout, just to edge you on, just to make you feel a little bit like something's gonna happen. Oh no, we'll just keep you here for a little bit. And it's like non-stop, day in, day out. And then like the moment that you choose to sell will be the day that it'll be like boom, like $1, $2, $10, $20, $50. It'll be something stupid like that, because it's ranged for forever. And then you just like look back and you'll be like, oh my god, I just missed out on generational wealth. But if you don't sell, it'll be one of those coins that just rages forever. And
what I actually think is like the best scenario is it underperforms in the bull market, and then for whatever reason it pulls a link in the bear. Like it just doesn't fucking die.
Shit.
And so like I actually agree with you that it's like too risky to not own some, but I don't think it's in the sense like
Yep.
You know what I think it is? It's like it's such a niche play, and like obviously it's like never gonna get a centralized like a major sex listing.
Well, I got the Bybit one. It actually got the most votes for Bybit ever. So like in terms of a coin being voted to get on an exchange, you got the most.
But what was I gonna say? But yeah, I think I agree with you, Swiss, where it's like some coins are just like made for like CT natives to pump, and it's like in like a bull market with like retail and like all this other stuff, you know, perps is popping off. It's like it's probably not its best environment, even though like it should be. But like in a bear market, when there's like, you know, only CT natives to pump shit, like yeah, you might be right. Like, am I just pumping the market?
So guys,
that would be so random, but like so
that
like
would be so like poetic. That's what happens, and
because it was like the main coin you wanted to like buy during the bear market. Like it had the most attention, like on the TL. I feel like at least it had on my TL.
It's so poetic that I actually think that that's what happens.
I can't sell my like bag that I have, even though it's not like huge, but
yeah. I just wanted to report quickly that we got some news, and the news is Donald Trump tweeted on Truth Social or whatever the platform is. Congratulations, Bitcoiners. $100,000. You're welcome. Together, we'll make America great again.
That's great.
That is a great fucking tweet. or
What
whatever they
is
call it.
this timeline?
Man, we literally have the most powerful man on the earth shilling our fucking bags. Like, what you can't. There's nothing more that we can get that could like do anything. You just him shilling our bags is like,
God.
oh man.
He could buy our bags. That would be better.
True, he could
That would
buy
be
our
so
bags
much
with, like,
better.
it's a strategic reserve. That would be
just like Miss Hawk
that
Tour, 17% strategic reserve.
yeah. I feel like that, like, eventually they'll just like do that so they can actually control a shitload of the supply.
Did you see Jay Powell today mention that Bitcoin is not a threat to the US dollar? It's more like gold. It is a commodity, blah, blah, blah. I was like, what the fuck is
Oh my
going on?
god! Oh, at least
Bro,
you know,
if you want a prediction on this podcast right now, we flip gold in our lifetime. Simple as that.
Yeah,
you actually think so?
Boom, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't
Yeah.
think.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree, and I think that it happens not just within our lifetime. I actually think that it happens in a much shorter space of time. I think.
Really?
Yeah.
They're beginning
I'm
to
like-
believe,
I'm very
guys. They're beginning to believe.
I'm like bullish on Bitcoin like going up forever, but like I'm also bullish on gold going up as well.
No, I actually think Sticks that
But,
you're not
I mean, like
bullish
they'll
enough.
come close together because BTC will outperform it. But I just can't
Sticks,
see
I
it
think
for-
you're a cheat, and I think no, I actually think that Bitcoin goes.
Nah,
through
I'm
something.
siding with Jelly XBT on this one.
I actually think that I actually think that it does something stupid. Because like the
Guys, the
funniest
closer-
outcome
Look,
is the
I
most
wouldn't
likely.
be. I'm not complaining. Don't get me wrong.
Think about the mechanics.
I don't
of
even
it, right?
hold
The
gold.
closer that it gets to gold, the faster it will accelerate because people that hold gold will realize that their days are numbered
Mm.
and
Good point.
gold will sell off to buy Bitcoin. So I think the closer we get to it, like the faster it will happen.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, I saw Cobie's tweet, which was pretty funny. He's like, "What if we like start mining on another planet and there's like infinite gold?" And it's like, well, there's only 21 million.
Bitcoin.
They just found $83 billion worth of the stuff in China, didn't
Yeah,
they? They just found a new
exactly.
scheme of it.
And then did you see Putin the other day in Russia was talking about like, well, Bitcoin's recognized property now. Oh, Bitcoin's this, Bitcoin's that. It's like Russia's talking about it. China recently recognized Bitcoin as property. Now, like, it's just one of those things, like, the more America does it, like, the more it becomes, like, genuinely accepted by
Yeah,
other countries.
I think a strategic reserve would like literally, it would mean if they just start actually accumulating, that would be fucking insane. Like, I don't even know if they could actually suppress price. They did that.
Nah, like,
It'd be crazy.
Before we jump off, guys, can I
Yes.
issue a public apology?
please.
So I took a risk and posted a copy pasta underneath Crypto Journo Tom's most recent post, and it's upset some people. So I just want to make it clear that Tom is one of my favorite people of all time. I fucking love the guy, and if you see my response to his tweet, it is just a copy pasta. So there is no need to be upset. Thank you.
Maybe credit my image. I wasn't informed that this was you.
So it's a Raoul Powell copy pasta. If anyone hasn't seen it.
Oh god.
But I've linked it in the thread. You'll see it.
Oh my god, that's so funny. I'm gonna like DM him right now and be like, wow, I can't believe you didn't credit Dark.
So yeah, to the 5 people that are listening, I'm sure you're
Yeah.
also big
The
fans of
5
Tom.
Europeans that are listening.
Yeah.
He gave me a laughing, crying face. It's funny.
Anyways,
That is beautiful.
On the live stream today, where Tom had to do his like live panel with Collective Shift with Garmy and Clouded. Shout out those guys and Amanda from Helix. We were watching it, and I posted a screenshot of Palm into the chat, and this chat is filled with people from the International Meme Fund, and they always do this thing where they like Photoshop this red suit onto Tom to say that he's like an IMFer. That's like the meme. That's the joke of it. And we always do this to Tom when he's like on live, and we always like send him the image. And he still hasn't bought the token, so I don't know how well this has gone. But it's been funny to do this, so I can attest to what Dark has done with this image.
Porn to sell.
Yeah.
I just the meme is so good. It's amazing. So when I did the Pudgy event with Infinex in Sydney, the IMF guys, there was a few guys there. This one guy side rides that I know because he's one of our Telegram group chats, but they all rocked up in the red suit, and they had this suitcase. It was like a stainless steel looking suitcase thing. And then they popped it open, and I wasn't like there when they popped it open, but like I heard this like reaction, like, "Oh my god, what the fuck?" And then my friend DC was like, "Bro, you need to come see what's in their suitcase. You wouldn't believe it." I was like, "Okay." So we like walked outside, and I was like, "Right, show me what's in here. Like, what's going on?" They popped open this suitcase, and there was a black dildo in there, like a big fucking dildo in there. And I'm like, what the fuck?
No way.
Yeah, it was huge too. And I was like, and they're like full secretive about it. Like, right, okay. They like pull this open and they like, pull something out. I'm like expecting like something like super sinister. They just pull this thing out. This is this big fucking black dildo, and I'm like, holy shit.
That's so fucking funny.
They are a good bunch.
That's classic. Anyways, bros.
Yep, sounds
Should
good.
we wrap it up?
I'm
It's
gonna
getting
jump it
late.
off. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Boys.
Sounds good. Thanks, Dark, for jumping
Yeah,
on
cheers,
again.
Dark, for coming
It's
on. Always
nice to
a
have a resident Brotato regularly tune in. I hope I
Thanks for having me, guys.
recorded the stream properly this time. I think there was probably a period of time where we might have some double audio again. I apologize. But get there. Yeah, but no, it's good. Hopefully 100k is just the beginning, and the craziest months are yet to come. If I say one thing before we sign off, is that Solana memes, 1 billion is the new 100 million market cap. So
I hope so. I hope so.
Yeah.
For the sake of my future children.
And Pudgy Penguins forever.
Yeah, penguins.
750 is FUD.
750. Oh yeah.
Cool. All right.
69 Ethereum floors programmed.
Yeah.
Anyways, bros.
Anyways, appreciate everyone that tuned in, all 4 or 5 of you. Seven. There was one just left. And Trump just Protege's mum. Shout out to Protege's mum. I hear Protege's mum is a big Pudgy rod holder.
Yeah. Some say even an in real life one. But yeah.
Yep. All right. No, thanks everyone. Appreciate you tuning in. We'll try and get this on YouTube as soon as possible. And once again, thank you to Dark. Happy 100k Bitcoin day to everyone. Peace.